here's some extra practice with our polynomial identification. So for polynomial identification, these are our vocab terms that we need to know. Leading coefficient is the number in front of the variable with the highest exponent. So looking at number 1, our highest exponent is 3. So that number in front of the variable is negative 1/3. So here my leading coefficient is negative 1/3. The degree is that highest exponent. So this is the degree, will be 3. And the type is based on the degree. So these are our different degrees and types that we have to have memorized. So if the degree was 0, be constant, 1 is linear. This one is a degree of 3, so the type will be cubic. Okay, so now we're on to end behavior. Okay, so we actually need all this information for when we look at the end behavior. Right, so what I'm looking for is my degree even or odd? And is my leading coefficient positive or negative? So looking here, my leading coefficient is negative and my degree is odd. So these were our notes on that. I have an odd degree and my leading coefficient is negative. So this is what the end behavior is going to look like. This is just a little sketch to help us remember, right? So this is our disco move. This is just to help us remember what those end behaviors are. It won't necessarily look like this in the middle, but this is just telling me on the left side it will go up, on the right side it will go down. So when we're talking about the end behavior, we would say as x approaches positive infinity, what does y approach? And as x approaches negative infinity, what does y approach? So as we think about our number line, so this is our x-axis. We know as we go to the right of 0, our numbers are positive. Therefore, going to the right means we are going towards positive infinity, because it's saying that if we keep going to the right as far as we can, so we can go infinitely to the right, so positive infinity would be towards the right. And then we know as we go to the left of 0, that is leading towards negative infinity. Right? To the left of 0 are our negative numbers. As we go further and further negative, we'll be approaching negative infinity. It'll be never ending in the negative direction. So that would be the left side. So that's why every single one of these starts with as x approaches, and watch out, it could switch it up. So as x approaches negative infinity is talking about our left side. And as x approaches positive infinity, that's approaching our right side. So math is kind of like learning a new language. When we look at this, we have to start thinking, oh, well, that means to the left. And when we look at this, we have to think, well, that means to the right. It's like translating what we have here. So for this example, when we look to the left of this, so as x approaches negative infinity, what does y approach? So thinking about our y-axis, we have 0, right? This is where our x-axis goes through our y-axis at 0. And as we go up above 0, our numbers are positive, which is why if something has an arrow pointing upwards, we say it's approaching positive infinity. And then going down below 0, we have negative numbers. And that's why we say if it's pointing downwards, it's approaching negative infinity. So as y approaches positive infinity, that's talking about up. As y approaches negative infinity, that's talking about down. Okay, so that's why when we have an odd degree and the leading coefficient is negative, the left side of our graph goes up. So as x approaches negative infinity, that's our left side. Y approaches positive infinity, y goes up. If we look at the right side, so as x approaches positive infinity, we go down. So down is y is our negative infinity, and x to positive infinity is our right side. So here for this first problem, as x approaches, I'm going to do the little sketch. So it's negative and odd. So we could do a little sketch like this on our paper. It's a disco with the left hand up. And this is talking about the right side. So that's what you have to be careful of. On the right side of this graph, it's going down. So y approaches negative infinity. On the left side of this graph, it goes up. So y approaches positive infinity. Great, so let's look at the next one here. I have leading coefficient, so I look for the highest exponent. My leading coefficient is this number in front of the variable, so -4. The degree is the highest exponent, which is 4. And when our degree is 4, the type is quartic. So now we have to pay attention for the end behavior. Is it talking about the left or right side? So we have negative infinity, that's talking about our left side. Positive infinity, that's the right side. The little sketch to help us to remember, we have to see, is this even or odd? So 4 is an even number, and it's negative. So when it's even and negative, we do a frowny face sketch. So on the left side of this graph and the right side, it's going down on both sides. So I can just write negative infinity for both. Okay, the next one, leading coefficient, is look for our highest exponent. There's only one variable here. So our leading coefficient will be 6. The degree, if your variable does not have an exponent, then your degree is 1. It would not be 0, because if this was x to the 0, we wouldn't even have a variable there. Type would be linear, so when degree is 1, our type is linear. Okay, and then end behavior, so paying attention here, x to negative infinity, that's the left, x to positive infinity, that's the right. This is an odd degree, 1 is odd, and it's positive, so positive means right hand up disco move. So this is linear, and it actually would be a straight line, but again, this is just to help us remember which side is up and down. So on the left side here, looking at the left side, it's going down, so that's negative infinity. The right side, looking at this on the right side, it goes up, so that's towards positive infinity. Okay, next one, leading coefficient, highest exponent is 2, therefore this number, 1000, is our leading coefficient. Degree is 2, that's our highest exponent. The degree of 2 means the type is quadratic. Okay, and then the end behavior, we have to pay attention here. So x to negative infinity, that is the left side. X to positive, that is the right side. So just first confirm that, because this first one, that was our left side and that was our right side. It can be switched up in here. Okay, so it's positive, the leading coefficient is positive, my degree is even, so positive and even is a happy face. Okay, looking at the left side, it's going up. Looking at the right side, it's also going up. So up and up would be positive infinity, positive infinity.